ready for the start. They're off in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and Bayern broke to the inside. May have impeded Shared Belief there. Bayern is going to go out to the early lead. Moreno is stuck in behind horses. Toast of New York is there on the outside, and California Chrome gets into his comfort zone outside of horses. Moreno, Cigar Street on the inside. Oh, Shared Belief in traffic trouble there. Just got steadied by Mike Smith. Majestic Harbor is on the outside. The opening quarter mile goes at 23 seconds flat. Then Footbridge, Candy Boy, followed by Prayer for Relief, Imperative on the inside. VE Day is after that, and then comes Zevo, and the Belmont Stakes winner, Tonalist, is last. It is Bayern who leads the way. He shifted in at the start of the race, but he's in the clear as they move to the backstretch by a length and a half. Europe's Toast of New York is up and on the pace, running in second. California Chrome in a perfect spot for him outside of Cigar Street. Moreno unexpectedly fifth at this stage. Shared Belief is right alongside of him, and they went 46-2 for a half mile. And then comes Majestic Harbor. Footbridge on the inside, followed by Candy Boy, Imperative, Prayer for Relief. Totalist is third last at this stage of the race. VE Day is next, and then comes Zevo. And now the field moves for the far turn, and Bayern has run 3/4 in 1:10-1, and he carries his speed into the turn by a length. Toast of New York is right in striking range. Victor Espinoza now asking California Chrome to go. He's 2 lengths off the lead, and he's starting to close in. And then it's Cigar Street. Shared Belief has his work cut out for him. He's fifth as they come to the top of the stretch. Bayern turning for home in front. Toast of New York on the outside. California Chrome is third. Shared Belief laboring back there in fifth. 1 furlong to run. Bayern, Toast of New York, California Chrome on the outside. The three of them come to the wire. Bayern, Toast of New York, California Chrome. Here's the finish. Bayern holds on over Toast of New York. Then California Chrome. Shared Belief was fourth in a final time of 1 minute 59.88 seconds. Bayern finishes first in the Classic.
Bayern, ridden by Martin Garcia, gives Bob Baffert his first Breeders' Cup Classic victory. So many races he's won over the years. Now a big hug for the Classic winner.
And how did this happen? It all happened at the start. When Moreno got pinched, when Bayern broke in, Shared Belief was part of that scrum as well. That changed the entire complexion of the pace when Moreno didn't go out and challenge Bayern. Martin Garcia's jockey had to have a huge smile on his face when they went by the stands the first time, and he controlled the pace.
We all knew down the backstretch when Bayern is controlling the pace, for the other horses behind him. He was going to hang in there toughly. Whether he could get the 1.25 miles was the big question. Toast of New York, the European horse, ran a huge race. So did California Chrome, maybe coming up just a race short. But Bayern gamely holding on to the wire, all about to start.
Coach second choice Tonalist was dead last going around the first turn. I think maybe Joel Rosario left him way too much to make up. He came with some kind of a run, but it was way too much to make up.
Not a good trip for the favorite Shared Belief either.
We've seen Bayern. It's either feast or famine for him. And when he has things his own way, he can go 1.25 miles, might go forever, because when he has it his own way, he is awfully, awfully tough. This is sort of a repeat of what we saw in the Haskell and in the Pennsylvania Derby. Donna?
Martin, a lot of people didn't think he could go wire to wire and get this distance, but you had faith in him. Tell me about it.
Well, what can I say? It's a really good horse, and then I've been riding 3 times, 2 times, even going, the 3 times going distance, 1.5 miles and 1.25 miles. The time that he ran in Saratoga, he didn't like the track, and then I have a lot of faith to him, so I know he can do it because it's a really good horse.
Martin, when we pulled up, you mentioned that you were afraid there might be an inquiry. Talk to me about that. There is, in fact, an inquiry right now.
Oh, I don't know. I just heard that to say that it wasn't quiet, but
they're saying it's at the start of the race.
I don't know.
Did you feel like you broke straight?
My horse broke really sharp, and then he broke straight, yes.
You're the number 7. The 6 Shared Belief was right next to you on the inside. Do you feel like you might have bothered him at the start at all?
Well, my horse broke by 2 or 3 lengths in front of him. I don't think I bothered him.
Well, let's say this is now your 3rd Breeders' Cup win, all of them for Bob Baffert. What's Baffert meant to you for your career?
Well, I think so far he means to me everything. I know I've been riding for a lot of trainers, but to ride for Mr. Buffer.
All right, we've got to run, Martin. We've got to check into the inquiry.
So you can see there the stewards taking a look at the videotape. They'll look at that head-on view. Byron was the winner unofficially. Toast of New York second, California Chrome third, and Shared Belief fourth. So should there be a disqualification, they would move up.
Yes, Byron shifted in when he broke. Yes, he bumped Shared Belief. Yes, Shared Belief went into Moreno. Yes, there was some bumping. But typically, Tom, in any race, they give an allowance for the first jump or two for these horses because they don't break straight all the time. Martin Garcia did a good job of trying to straighten him up the first time the horse hit the ground, so I don't think he would be at fault. The question is, do the stewards deem enough damage was done in those first two strides to change the outcome?
As we all know, disqualifications in these major races are very rare. There's never been one in the Kentucky Derby as far as taking down a winner. And disqualifications caused by problems at the start are even more rare. Like you can see there.
Obviously, Byron broke in, but he broke in and forward, so it was just one stride that he pushed Shared Belief in, but the chain reaction is what made everything so bad, especially for a horse called Moreno. But again, it can be called incidental contact because this kind of stuff happens in 50% of all races.
Well, you could see that he went into Shared Belief, who then went into Moreno.
And Moreno might have gotten it again right there, as well as number 9 Toast of New York came over just a little bit. So the expected competition for Byron on the front end, Moreno, didn't materialize. And you see Mike Smith there is still struggling with Shared Belief.
And Nick Luck has Mike Smith.
Here he is, and Mike's just saying the stewards need him. I'm hoping I can get a quick word. To what extent do you think, Mike, that compromised your chance, the incident at the start?
All chances the first 16th of a mile.
And is that what you'll be telling the stewards?
Yeah, I mean, I just got hit from one side, and then another group, I got hit several times.
There we are, Tom. Mike says completely ruined his chance at the start. That's what he'll be passing on to the stewards. Back to you.
All right, so he's going to talk to the stewards now. They'll talk by telephone. The stewards will have a look at it all. And so he's saying Shared Belief, who suffers his first career defeat, lost all chance in the first 16th of a mile.
And of course, even with the disqualification, there's no chance for Mike Smith. Shared Belief finished fourth. If there is a disqualification, Toast of New York, the official second place finisher, would be moved up to number 1.
And let's go to Kenny Rice.
All right, thank you, Tom. With me is Bob Baffert, who may or may not have won this race. Bob, what do you think about this inquiry? What do you know about it?
Well, I mean, they're looking at it, but, you know, the first jump, he broke in. I mean, a lot of horses, the first jump, they give it to him. But I don't like when they take a long time. But he ran such a courageous race today. And, you know, it's what the race that we were hoping that he would give, and he gave it to us today.
And at the moment, you have won your first Breeders' Cup Classic, it looks like, and with a horse that has been either all or nothing, it seems, for you.
Well, I mean, that one, you know, he got wiped out at in the Preakness the same way, but, you know, that's racing. But, you know, hopefully they'll make it official really quick and quit looking at it.
You're looking at the board right now. What are you thinking? Do you think there's any chance?
I don't think so. When I saw it, I said, well, he broke in, but the first jump is usually, you know, you can't control that.
All right. Thank you very much, Bob Baffert. As he looks on with the rest of us, let's go to Nick.
Jamie Osborne is the trainer of Toast of New York, second in the Breeders' Cup Classic. The stewards, Jamie Osborne, could be between you and this $5 million prize. What do you think of that?
It's a very strange position to be in, Nick. Look, we're obviously thrilled with how he's run. All the doubts about the dirt clearly were unfounded. Sorry, I thought someone...
Here's the owner, Michael Buckley. Michael, how proud are you of your horse, win, lose or draw? There's no change. There's no change. You finished second in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Listen, both Jamies have been spectacular, as has the horse, and there it is. And wish it had been a bit different for them, as much as myself.
Michael, congratulations.
Thanks very much.
Martin Garcia getting the congratulations. The race is official, and just as Jerry said, and as Bob Baffert said, they give you a little bit of a break in the first jump out of the gate, and that's what happened, despite the fact that Byron broke in, and despite the fact he obviously bothered Shared Belief and Moreno. Give him that break, that first jump out of the gate, and there is your official winner of the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic. All right, now that it's official, let's go back to Kenny.
All right, thanks, Tom. Now we can officially say he has won his first Breeders' Cup Classic, the Hall of Fame trainer who's won about everything else here. So what does it mean to now get this with Byron?
It's horrible because I have nothing good to look forward to. I don't know.
You peaked just now?
I know it. And I have to win a Triple Crown. But no, I'm so glad that they left it up because it happened at the start. But you know what? Kaleem Shaw, he's put so much, time, and he has such a passion for the game. For him to win this, he deserves it more than anybody.
Well, is this, coming into this race with Game On Dude, the favorite the last 2 years, did not win it? Was this kind of the race that you felt like you're, the great white whale out there for you?
I told Martin, you know what, whatever you do, you get the lead and forget about it. Don't look back. And he did it. He rode a masterful race, and it was a great horse race, and it's just exciting to win it.
Well, you say Kaleem owns him, and he's named, of course, after a great soccer club. You can say goal now, I guess.
I'm just glad it's over. We won it. We ended the weekend. We were having a tough week, and Secret Circle just, almost getting up. That was tough to take. But, anytime you win the Breeders' Cup Classic, it was missing from my resume.
Well, it's there now. Thanks very much. Bob Baffert, the Hall of Famer. Another one on the resume, Tom.
Yeah, no longer missing. He had been 0 for 12 in the Classic until Bayern gets it done, owned by the great soccer fan Kaleem Shaw, who named him after Bayern Munich, the powerful German football team. All right, we'll have the payouts when we come back for the Classic. But first, we'll take a break as Martin Garcia and Bayern hold on with a gritty performance to win the Breeders' Cup Classic over Toast of New York and California Chrome. Bob Baffert has finally done it. Back at Santa Anita as the sun sets and the Classic is in the books now official, and Bayern is the winner, paying $14.20. Toast of New York was second and California Chrome was third. The Bayern Toast of New York Exacta paid $249.80. You see the trifecta and superfecta payouts as well. So there's the Breeders' Cup Classic champion, and this is how close it was. Actually, is that Toast of New York going back? There's Bayern winning it by just that much over Toast of New York between horses, and California Chrome on the outside finishing in third. That's how close it was for $5 million. Let's go to Josh Elliott for the presentation.
All right, thank you, Tom. I'm joined in here in the winner's circle by some of today's performers, members of the Breeders' Cup board. Elizabeth Banks with the trophy, and Juan Carlos Capelli of Longines for the presentation of the $5 million Breeders' Cup Classic.
It's you, right?
Yeah, hand that over. Juan Carlos.
Congratulations, it was an incredible day today. And we are very proud to be, for the first time, the official keeper of the Breeders' Cup. And tonight we have an incredible race and a great winner.
An incredible race with a very close finish and a questionable beginning. Owner Kaleem Shaw, those were perhaps some anxious final moments there before your horse was officially named the winner. What were they like?
I mean, I could not believe, first and foremost, there was an injection because it had just at the start, and it was rather incidental, we thought. So as we were coming down, I was talking to Bob as to what it might mean. We were confident that it would mean nothing, but I'm so glad Bayern ran a winning race.
Congratulations, Kaleem.
Thank you.
Lafitte standing by.
Josh, Martin's trying to convince me here that he was never concerned for an instant that he was going to be disqualified. There was some contact leaving the starting gate. How were you so sure they weren't going to take your number down?
Well, I don't think nobody can do anything out of the first jump, and then my horse braked so fast that the first jump come in a little, and then I correct, but he braked pretty sharp in front by 2 or 3 lanes, so I was pretty sure that I wasn't bothering nobody.
Bob Baffert, back in 1996, you had a horse named Cavanier lose a Kentucky Derby by a very short margin. More agonizing, waiting out that photo finish in that Derby or sweating out this Stewart's decision here?
Well, this situation here, I knew it wasn't really a lot of, it happened the first jump, so it wasn't really a lot of contact there, but, I was excited, but for some reason, drama seems to follow me everywhere I go, and I wanted to win a race like this without any drama, but I'm glad that results stood, and I'm so proud of this little guy right here. He ran an unbelievable race, and he works hard every day, and my staff, Jimmy Barnes, and all the people that work for me, they work so hard, and Kaleem, you know, once in a while, we deserve one of these.
Congratulations to the both of you on your first Breeders' Cup Classic. Tom?
All right, Lafitte, so he finally got one. Bob Baffert now in the winner's circle after the Classic. Here's the complete order of finish in the Breeders' Cup Classic, and we said the 3-year-olds were the strength this year. They finished 1, 2, 3, 4, although it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's Shared Belief's first defeat after 7 victories in a row. And as you see the complete order of finish there, all the way down to Moreno, who was last. And Shared Belief, Mike Smith said he lost all chance in the first 16th of a mile. We saw the start. What else?
Well, it was even compounded here as you go down the stretch the first time approaching the wire. Jamie Spencer on Toast of New York had crowded him a little bit. Moreno's comes out in front of him looking for room, and then he's on heels of Moreno right there, so Mike Smith has to pull back on Shared Belief, stopping his momentum there. But relative to the steward's opinion of it didn't cost him a placing, it's much in their discretion whether or not it affected the outcome of the race for this particular horse or cost him a placing in the money. Now, it happened at the start, so it's hard to say that far to go in the race, does it affect it?
So Larry Collmus spoke with the stewards, and that's exactly what they said about the decision to leave it official, with Bayern winning the Breeders' Cup Classic over Toast of New York, California Chrome, and Shared Belief. Well, Sunday night.